This is the one who is sent, the Messiah. He was mutilated so badly you couldn't hardly tell it was a man behind all the blood. His flesh looked like just beaten flesh. You hardly recognizable. Finally, I said to myself, if I won't get to celebrate Passover. Finally, I said to myself, just do it, Simon. Just do it. Just do it. Don't anger the Romans. Don't anger the guards. Just do it. Forget about Passover. So I went and I put my arm around him and we picked up the beam. We were carrying the beam. And I noticed the beam. The beam was heavy, but the weight that he carried was so much more. He was barely able to walk. Barely putting one foot ahead of the other. And as we walked, suddenly, spit. People were spitting, just spitting from everywhere. Names, they were calling him names, they were criticizing and abusing and making fun and causing all kinds of... And then they started spitting on me and spitting on, calling me names. They put a crown of thorns on his head. And they pushed it down and he had blood running in his eyes. And when I looked in his eyes, I couldn't let go. I couldn't let go. Finally, we reached Golgotha and the Romans laid him on that beam. And they held out this hand and they held out that hand and they drove those nails and finally they put him in his feet. They put it in a hole, stood him up. I looked at him and for 6 hours he hung there. He hung there. And you'd see him try and raise and push himself up, trying to get air, trying to just get some air in his lungs. Finally, the realization hit me. I had blood all over me. His blood. And then things began to open. You see, it was my cross that he took. It was my cross. It was supposed to be my blood. Then I watched him die. That was when I realized all of this was for me. Just for me. Just for all of those people. He hung there.